All right, today we're digging into a really cool business case study. It tackles a massive question. How do you take one small, local idea and turn it into the blueprint for a whole national industry? It's a fantastic story about vision, proving your concept, and then, scaling it up. So yeah, that's the big question, right? How do you build a national brand from just a single local idea? I mean, this is the thing that trips up so many businesses. But the answer? Well, it's actually in this incredible story about a cycle tourism revolution. So let's dive in. Okay, so where does this all start? Well, you might think it's with some big, grand national plan, right? But nope. It all begins with a really simple but super powerful innovation happening at the local level. This is the spark that's going to light the whole fire. So let's rewind a bit. We're going back to 2012. A new brand pops up on the scene in Cantabria, a region in northern Spain. It's called Turybike. And over the next decade, wow, it doesn't just hang on, it absolutely explodes. It becomes the name, the go-to for anyone wanting to do cycle tourism in that area. So what was their secret sauce? What was Turybike's big idea? Honestly, it was pretty simple, but for that region, it was a total game changer. They were the first ones, the very first, to bring electric bikes, e-bikes, and guided e-bike tours to Cantabria. And just like that, with that one move, they unlocked a whole new market. And here's why that was so brilliant. Think about it. Traditional cycling in a place like Cantabria, it's hilly. You've got to be pretty fit. But e-bikes, they just smash that barrier to pieces. All of a sudden, it didn't matter how old you were or what your fitness level was. Anyone could get out there and see these incredible, spectacular views. Turybike figured it out. They weren't just renting bikes. They were selling access to experiences people thought they could never have. But a great idea on its own isn't always enough, right? And Turybike, this was no lucky startup. This was a calculated move, the creation of a real expert in the field. To really get why this worked so well, we have to look behind the curtain, at the engine that was powering that initial spark. And that engine is a company called Smart Tour Santander. Now, these are the people who actually came up with and created the Turybike brand. They're a specialist travel agency, and they have some serious roots and expertise in putting together these high-quality, sustainable travel experiences all over northern Spain. So what makes them tick? What's their whole deal? Well, they weren't your average travel agency just booking hotels. No, they were all about designing these incredible, high-quality, sustainable experiences. And they had a real focus on active tourism. That whole philosophy, it made them the perfect place to grow an idea like Turybike. They already had the vision, and this is the key part, they had the real-world, on-the-ground know-how to actually make it happen. Okay, so let's recap. You've got a proven, super successful local model with Turybike. You've got the deep expertise of Smart Tour behind it. What's next? Well, this is where the ambition just goes through the roof. They started looking past their own region and set their sights on the entire country. And check this out. This was their new mission. Just look at the shift in thinking here. It's not about being the best in Cantabria anymore, not even close. The new goal was to make all of Spain a world reference, a global benchmark for cycle tourism. I mean, talk about leveling up. The ambition just jumped from local to global in one sentence. So how are they going to pull off this massive goal? Their big idea was a new digital platform called Pedal Spain. And the concept was pretty straightforward. Create a single place, a one-stop shop, for any cyclist anywhere who wanted to explore Spain. It would bring everything together, all the routes, all the services, even the bookings, all in one spot. Okay, so now we have three pieces to the puzzle, right? We have Turybike, the local brand that started it all. We have Smart Tour, the expert agency behind it. And now we have Pedal Spain, the big national platform. And looking at them, you might think they're just three separate companies. But the real genius here, it's how they all connect. So let's connect those dots. And when you lay it out, it's actually a really beautiful, logical flow. Step 1, Turybike proves the whole concept works with e-bikes, but on a local scale. Step 2, Smart Tour brings in all that deep operational know-how and industry expertise. And then Step 3, Pedal Spain gets built specifically to take that proven model and all that expertise and blast it out to a national audience. See? It just makes sense. So you can really see it here, how each piece has its own job, its own scope. Turybike is all about that local, on-the-ground experience. Smart Tour is the regional expert, the operator. And Pedal Spain is the one that takes it national. It's like three totally distinct pillars, but they're all holding up the same roof, working towards one single goal. But wait a second, this whole setup raises a pretty big question, doesn't it? I mean, how do these parts actually work together? What's the secret sauce, the glue that connects that awesome local experience with this big national platform? There's one more really crucial link that we need to talk about. And here it is. This is the big reveal. That crucial link, it's Smart Tour. The original agency, they aren't just a partner to Pedal Spain. They are Pedal Spain's operational brain. It's like that powerful engine they built and perfected locally is now running the whole national machine. So what does that actually mean day to day? Well, it means Smart Tour is the official online travel agency, the OTA, for Pedal Spain. They're not just some consultant on the side. They're handling everything. I'm talking all the bookings, all the logistics, customer service, the tech infrastructure, the whole shebang. So Pedal Spain isn't really a separate company. It's a direct extension of all that expertise they perfected at the local level. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, what you see is this perfectly integrated ecosystem. You've got the vision, which came from Smart Tour. You've got the proof, the real-world success of Turybike. And you've got the scale, which is what the Pedal Spain platform provides. Vision, proof, and scale. It's a complete, powerful cycle that just keeps feeding itself. And that brings us to a final, really interesting thought. This model, where you perfect a niche idea locally, build up that deep, real-world expertise, and then use that expertise to power a huge national or even global platform. Could this be the blueprint for the future of all kinds of specialized travel? I mean, think about it. For hiking, for food tours, you name it. It's a really powerful idea to chew on.